Rosina Margaret Hopkins was a British writer. She was fascinated by colonial India. Hopkins brought this exotic world to life in her adventure stories. Her writing was vivid and detailed. She transported readers to the heart of the British Raj. Hopkins' stories were more than just entertainment. They offered a glimpse into a bygone era. This was a time of great political and social upheaval. The British Empire was at its peak. It cast a long shadow over India. Hopkins captured the complexities of this relationship in her writing. Hopkins was particularly interested in the Great Game. This was a period of intense rivalry between Britain and Russia. They were vying for control of Central Asia. The Great Game provided a thrilling backdrop for her stories. It allowed her to explore themes of espionage, adventure, and political intrigue. Through her writing, Hopkins offered a unique perspective on colonial India. Her work continues to fascinate readers today. She provides a window into a lost world. She also gives a voice to those who lived through it.
Rosina Margaret Hopkins was born in England in 1868. She grew up in a time when the British Empire was expanding rapidly. Stories of adventure and exploration filled the newspapers. These tales fueled her imagination. They sparked a lifelong fascination with distant lands.
Hopkins's family had close ties to India. Several relatives held positions in the colonial administration. They shared their experiences with her through letters and stories. These first-hand accounts brought the sights, sounds, and smells of India to life for the young Hopkins.
In her early 20s, Hopkins had the opportunity to visit India herself. She spent several years there, traveling extensively and immersing herself in the local culture. She developed a deep appreciation for the country and its people. However, she also witnessed firsthand the inequalities and injustices of colonial rule.
These experiences had a profound impact on Hopkins. They provided her with a wealth of material for her writing. She was able to capture the beauty and wonder of India. She also did not shy away from depicting the darker aspects of colonialism.
Rattray Carrington is a recurring character in Rosina Margaret Hopkins's stories. He is a figure that readers have come to admire and follow through numerous adventures. He is a British Army officer, serving with distinction and honor. Carrington is intelligent, resourceful, and fiercely patriotic. His strategic mind and quick thinking often save the day. He embodies the ideals of the British Empire, representing its strength and resolve. However, he is not without his flaws. His journey is marked by personal struggles and moments of doubt. Carrington can be arrogant and quick to judge, often leading to conflicts with those around him. He sometimes struggles to understand the complexities of Indian culture, finding it both fascinating and perplexing.
Carrington's adventures take him across India, from bustling cities to remote villages. He faces danger and intrigue at every turn. He battles hostile tribesmen, thwarts Russian spies, and uncovers hidden plots, and navigates the treacherous world of Indian politics, where alliances are fragile and trust is scarce. Through it all, he remains a steadfast servant of the crown, unwavering in his loyalty. He always puts duty before personal gain, a true embodiment of the soldier's code.
Hopkins uses Carrington to explore the challenges and contradictions of colonialism, shedding light on the complexities of the era. He is a product of his time, shaped by the values and beliefs of the British Empire. Carrington believes in the British Empire's righteousness, convinced of its mission to civilize and govern. Yet he also grapples with the moral dilemmas of his position, questioning the impact of his actions. This internal conflict makes him a compelling and relatable character, one who resonates with readers. Carrington often finds himself caught between two worlds, navigating the fine line between duty and empathy. He is a symbol of British power, yet also a man with his own doubts and fears. But he also feels a grudging respect for the people he has been sent to rule, recognizing their resilience and strength. This tension is at the heart of Hopkins's work, driving the narrative forward. It makes her stories so enduring, capturing the complexities of an era long past but not forgotten.
Section 4. Love and Duty. Exploring the themes of Hopkins' colonial tales. My stories are set against the backdrop of colonial India. They delve into themes that were central to the British Empire. Love, duty, and honor take center stage.
Her characters are often torn between their personal desires and their obligations to the crown. Hopkins explores the complexities of interracial relationships. She shows how love can blossom in the most unlikely of circumstances.
However, I also highlight the social and cultural barriers that stood in the way of such unions. My stories are a reminder that love does not always conquer all.
Duty is a recurring motif in Hopkins's work. Her characters are often called upon to make great sacrifices. They must put the needs of the empire before their own. This sense of duty was deeply ingrained in the British psyche during the Victorian era. Hopkins captures it perfectly in her writing.
Honour is another important theme. My characters strive to live up to the ideals of the British Empire. They value courage, integrity, and selflessness. These qualities are tested time and again in the face of danger and adversity.
Section 5. The Great Game, Intrigue and Espionage in the Heart of Asia. This period was marked by a series of strategic conflicts and diplomatic maneuvers between two of the world's greatest empires. The Great Game plays a significant role in Rosina Margaret Hopkins' stories, providing a rich historical context that adds depth and authenticity to her narratives. It adds a layer of intrigue and suspense, making her tales not just stories of adventure but also of political and personal drama. The Great Game was a period of intense rivalry between Britain and Russia, each vying for control and influence over Central Asia. They were competing for influence in Central Asia, a region of immense strategic importance due to its location and resources.
This struggle for power provided fertile ground for espionage, political maneuvering, and military clashes, creating a complex and dangerous environment. Hopkins uses the Great Game to showcase the skills of her hero, Rattray Carrington, a master of espionage and strategy. He is often called upon to thwart Russian plots and protect British interests, navigating a world filled with danger and deception.
These adventures take him to the far corners of the empire, from the deserts of Central Asia to the bustling cities of India. He encounters exotic cultures and faces deadly foes, each encounter adding to the richness and complexity of his character. The Great Game was more than just a backdrop for Hopkins' stories. It was a central theme that influenced the actions and motivations of her characters. It was a reflection of the anxieties and uncertainties of the time, capturing the tension and unease that permeated the British Empire. The British Empire was facing challenges from all sides, with uprisings and rebellions threatening its stability and control. There was a growing sense that its dominance was under threat, a feeling that Hopkins masterfully weaves into her narratives. Hopkins captures this unease in her writing, creating stories that resonate with the fears and hopes of her time.
She creates a palpable sense of tension and paranoia, making her readers feel the constant threat of espionage and betrayal. Hopkins' stories offer a glimpse into the shadowy world of espionage, where secrets are traded and lives are at stake. They highlight the dangers and moral ambiguities of this clandestine profession, where the line between right and wrong is often blurred. Her characters must make difficult choices, often with far-reaching consequences for themselves and the empire. They are often forced to operate in the shadows, navigating a world where trust is a rare commodity. They lie, cheat, and steal in the name of the empire, revealing the darker side of colonial rule and the lengths to which individuals will go to achieve their goals.
Section 6. A chorus of voices, Hopkins among the literary giants of the Raj. Rosina Margaret. Hopkins was one of many British writers who found inspiration in India during the colonial era. Her works often reflected the vibrant and diverse culture she encountered. She was part of a literary movement that romanticized and exoticized the East, painting it with broad, colorful strokes that captivated the imagination of her readers.
My contemporaries included such luminaries as Rudyard Kipling, author of The Jungle Book, and Kim, whose works have left an indelible mark on literature, and Flora Annie Steele, known for her novels set in Punjab, which provided a rich, detailed portrayal of life in colonial India. Like Kipling, I was fascinated by the clash of cultures in colonial India. This intersection of British and Indian worlds provided endless material for storytelling. I explored the complexities of this encounter through my characters and their relationships, delving into the nuances of their interactions and the resulting tensions.
However, Hopkins' writing lacked the same level of nuance and depth as Kipling's. Her narratives, while engaging, often missed the intricate layers that Kipling masterfully wove into his stories. She often fell back on stereotypes and cliches, which, though popular at the time, have not aged well in the eyes of modern critics. Flora Annie Steele shared Hopkins' interest in Indian culture, but her approach was more immersive and informed. Steele's deep knowledge of local customs and traditions is evident in her work, providing a more authentic and respectful portrayal of Indian life. Hopkins' portrayal of India was more superficial, often glossing over the complexities and depth of the culture she was depicting. It lacked the same level of authenticity that readers found in the works of her contemporaries, making her stories feel less grounded in reality.
Despite these criticisms, Hopkins deserves recognition for her contributions to colonial literature. Her ability to weave engaging tales set against the backdrop of the British Raj was remarkable. She was a gifted storyteller whose vivid imagination brought her narratives to life. Hopkins brought the world of the British Raj to life for her readers, offering them a glimpse into a time and place that was both exotic and fascinating. Her work continues to entertain and engage audiences today, proving that her stories have stood the test of time and remain a valuable part of literary history. Section 7. Beyond the exotic Hopkins' enduring legacy in colonial literature. Rosina Margaret Hopkins left behind a small but significant body of work. Her stories provide a unique perspective on colonial India. She does not shy away from the darker aspects of this period. However, she also celebrates the courage, resilience, and resourcefulness of the human spirit.
My writing is a product of its time. I reflect the prejudices and assumptions of the British Empire. However, my stories are also full of adventure, romance, and intrigue. They continue to captivate readers today.
Hopkins' legacy is complex and multifaceted. She was a talented writer who helped to shape our understanding of colonial India. Her stories offer a glimpse into a bygone era. They remind us of the enduring power of storytelling. Hopkins' work is a valuable resource for anyone interested in learning more about this fascinating and turbulent period of history. She invites us to step back in time. We can experience the world through the eyes of those who lived through it. This is her greatest gift to us.